Okay, friends, subscribers and all you YouTubers out there, have I got a good one for you today. This morning at about 4:30, I'd just putting out the garbage. I'd forgotten to do it the night before, and walked outside and saw what to be a bright star that if I put my hand in front of my face was as big as my fist. I knew straight away that it wasn't a star, so naturally I raced inside, got my camera, and this is the same one I have seen over the air base before, but I learnt a little trick a little while back from somebody. I won't mention their name because they asked me not to tell them who it was, and they told me that when filming UFOs or bright stars in the sky, right, and everybody wants to listen to this, if it looks like a bright star that's too bright, get your exposure and lower the exposure of the camera and make it so that it's variable and everything. But before you do, once you get down to a certain level, make sure you can focus in and sort your focus out, have it on autofocus, get a good focus, and once you've done that, yeah, you sort of, or you can actually focus it in once you've set an exposure, and once you've got both right, here what you can see is me fiddling with the thing, and at first I thought it was a weird looking L-shaped UFO, and I'm thinking, wow, that actually looks similar to that one in Turkey, and because it was sort of on the same angle and everything. But then basically I just kept on fooling around with it, as you'll see. But the thing is, what it turned out, it was the pyramid UFO. You'll see that at the very end of the video. Now, the video does run for an hour and 15 minutes, or sorry, about an hour and 20 something minutes. So you're going to have to put up with me for that long tonight, and because I'm going to give those that don't understand filming UFOs and everything, because what I've discovered is, see the light at the top? That is basically their camouflage. The light is their camouflage, because at normal exposure it looks like a light so bright that it looks like a star. And this is where my friend told me that no, you need to lower your exposure of the brightness, and the UFOs will appear in front of your eyes. And let's just say they have a few vids out there, and I don't know how John Leonard Walson gets his, but I've sort of believed that he's got a similar setup to what I'm actually doing, and I'm going to paste that photo in at the end of the video of a setup that I'm actually, where I'm now tomorrow, and I'm hoping it's going to be there tomorrow, to where I'm actually using a gun scope. I'll be using a 6x24 gun scope and an AK, no, not the AK, yeah, it's one of the ones that the Yanks use, AR-15 mounts for the scope. I've just modified it a bit, stuck it on a board, and I'm sticking it on the tripod so I can adjust it and get a better zoom before I have to digitize it, because it actually does work. So for those of you that want to try and get better thing, because as you can see, the digital zoom isn't perfect, but you can sort of see most of it. So I just want a clearer shot, and I'm hoping, because generally when these pyramid UFOs appear, they tend to appear in the same spot on a regular basis, and yeah, so it's just a matter of trying to actually do it and get it out there. So every now and then you can see a little glisten of the pyramid on the right hand side, but at first I'm thinking it's a cylindrical object. And by the way, I've cut the sound of me yakking. The teaser video, which is going to be up there pretty soon, will be up there while this one's uploading, so everybody can actually see it. And here's a tip to anybody copying my video. Copying my video, I'll not only make sure you lose your channel, but I'll make sure that you lose your cash, because I'll sue you for breach of copyright. I shot this video myself, and yeah, I don't like it when people steal my vids. If you send me something and everything, I basically go through a whole rigmarole with you and to put videos up, and 95% of the times a lot of the stuff I get sent isn't worth putting up because they've been faked, and you can pick a fake a mile away. I've been running the New South Wales UFO hotline for some time now, and we are a private organisation, and we do investigate, and let's just say, trust me, I've been experimenting with different types of ways of filming so that I could actually do all this. This is how I came into the concept that you need to explode. Now that's the first sign that it's actually the pyramid. It's sort of where I've gone down a bit too far with the exposure, and I thought it was a tower. I still think there could be a tower at the top of it, but whether this is just the pyramid one that's upside down, or whether this is the pyramid with the pyramid on top, when you see it in the daylight, you'll see that it could be the one that's the diamond shape where the pyramid's on the bottom and the top. But at the moment I had the concept that when you're looking at that, I'm thinking, shit, that reminds me, because the movie, what was it, the Voyage Home on Star Trek was on last night, and I'm thinking, shit, that looks like the bloody the whale ship that came in on the thing, the big long cylindrical thing, and I'm just looking at it from the back end. And this, it's sort of, I'm thinking, wow, it's sort of, maybe it's that. But then like the longer I'm looking at it, I'm starting to see different things. And here, that's me fiddling with the exposure to show you that you need to lower the exposure, what it looks like when it was bright. So you lower your exposure. So whenever you're looking at any of these, because this is why they're lit up, when you see them in John Leonard Walson's videos, you can always see there are bright lights. Those bright lights, and I can tell you now, those bright lights are to protect themselves so that when we look at them through, because they would know that we've got technology where we can see it, so they just have to simply put out a bright light. I think they must think that we're too stupid enough to just lower the exposure and actually realise that they're just more than a bright light in our bloody sky. And but yeah, when you're looking at that, you can sort of see the sun. Now the sun currently is down near where my all rights reserve sign is, on the lower left, and that's why you can see a bit of the shadow on that top section up there. But the reason the top is lit is because of the bright light, hence you're getting what looks to be an L-shaped craft. And I'm saying you'll see in the teaser video, you'll see that I did actually say it looks like an L-shaped craft. And the thing is, this has been over the RAF base before. You can go back and look at my videos, and you'll see UFO over the RAF base. And this is before I knew to lower the video. And sorry, it's gone out of shot now, but I didn't cut the film. I've just basically just played the whole damn lot so you can see the whole lot of the footage. I believe it was out there earlier than 4:30, and so tonight, once I get my setup and everything, because I've got to go and get nuts and bolts and everything to secure all this together so that I can fiddle with the focus and everything. Hang on, folks. I'm just going to actually stop this audio, and I'm going to split the video, and I'm going to throw that photo of the new rig in there. So forgive me for a sec. Yeah, well, for you, I haven't even been gone. But here's that device that I'm rigging up to add to the camera, as I was saying. It's sort of a little bit of modification, and the ironic thing, it actually does work. It improves my standard zoom by 24 times of what I've already got up before it goes digital. So I'm hoping to actually get a better shot of this object tonight. I'm just going to work out how to rig it to the tripod. That's the only problem I've got to do after I do this vid. So I'll be off to Bunnings. Yeah, so here we go with this craft. Sorry about that, folks. I leaned away from the microphone. But the thing is, with anything that you're filming, you need to work out what you're trying to film. Like, you wouldn't, if you tried to film this with a mobile phone, you'd get a video similar to just a little dot in the sky, a big bright dot in the sky. But the thing is, it sort of it's common sense. Like if you're in space and you don't want someone to sort of pick out, if you know that you're in the sunlight, the sun is reflecting off you, the first thing you would do is actually turn around and jack on a big light, because then, as far as anybody with a camera, the way technology works is you're just a big bright dot. So you've got to eliminate the brightness, and generally, because they're illuminating it themselves, the moment you remove that extra exposure to the video, you basically get what is actually up there, and hence easier to film. You get a better definition, because instead of just getting the sun side of it, which would just be a triangle, and you would think it looks like a tri-ship, because I even lowered the exposure down even more, and it did. It looked like a tri-ship. But the thing is, it wasn't a tri-ship. This is actually, I think, a pyramid, because later on in the video you'll actually see it. So I'm hoping it's going to be there tomorrow, but you can definitely see signs of the pyramidness to it. But at this stage, like, I'm looking at it, and I'm thinking I'm looking at the back end of a cylinder that's similar to that whale ship in that bloody movie, Star Trek movie, Voyage Home, which was on TV last. I just thought it was damned ironic when I was looking at it. But the thing is, we get lied to all the time about this stuff. Now, I actually rang the RAF base and everything like that. Yeah, the RAF base was actually interested in it. It was actually quite strange. Normally you ring them up and say there's a UFO. But the moment you say there's a UFO over your bloody heads, they tend to listen a little bit. And but when I actually rang them back, I somehow wound up in the media room. And the idiot in the media room just was an absolute idiot. So I'm going to leave the government to watch the video from now on. But the thing is, I've gone to the mainstream press as to whether they're going to do a story on it. I don't know. But I believe this is newsworthy, but so far I'm putting it out to those of you that want the truth and accept the truth. So what can you say about this sort of stuff? Are these real? Yes, they're fucking real. Oh, sorry. Sorry about that, folks. But yeah, it's only idiots that turn around and say, oh no, that's not real, that's a fake. But it's not a fake. I actually, as a representative of a UFO hotline, I can tell you now, this is real. I filmed this myself. And there was definitely, I saw it only through a black and white little tiny viewfinder. And even through that, I could tell it was a damned UFO. And I'm currently watching it on a 5x8 screen at the moment while I'm editing the film. And so those of you with little screen monitors, you'll still be able to see it. And now this is an ironic, like, at first I thought there was, that it was out of atmosphere, but I don't think it was too far out of the atmosphere. Yes, it was out of the atmosphere, and I'll tell you now, this is a damned big ship, right? To get a focus like this on the camera I was using, this was basically very, very close to the atmosphere. Could may have been in the atmosphere, I don't know, right? But the thing was small enough. Now, it was too close to the atmosphere. It would have been way bigger than it was, because when the sun did come up, it was just still bright. It was a dot. Once the sun came up and the sun took over the sky, there was that brightness in the night sky that was there when I was looking at it with the naked eye. As I said, it was as big as my bloody fist. And I've got a big hand, so that's a big dot in the sky. And see, this is where I'm lowering the resolution right down, seeing if it could be anything else. But that's when it starts to look like a tri-ship, but that's only because you're getting one section of the triangle. This tells you that yes, that's the sun shining on it, and the part the sun's shining on is triangular, for sure. And then you have what looks to be, I believe that white thing across there Could be some kind of either viewing area or it's another part of the ship. And it's actually truly just being illuminated by the light at the top, and I believe because the sun's illuminating one section of it and the top's illuminating where you can see the top of the L, that's being lit by the light. Now I've just brought the exposure back up here, and you'll see me fiddle with the exposure a fair bit because I'm trying to work out the best shot to actually get this. So I'm just constantly fiddling around with it. But so then we come up to the fact, is it real, is it not real? This is a question that you've got to ask yourself, yes. But I'm telling you now, it's real. So if you're a disbeliever looking at the physical evidence in front of you right now, and you say, oh no, that's not real, you're a fucking idiot. Dead set. Open your minds. Skeptics out there, we should change the name from skeptic to total idiot. We really should. Because all skeptics are people that just want to close their mind and want to be back in the 16th century when man was the centre of the universe. We were the centre of the universe. We aren't. We are an infinitesimal little backward planet in a multi-racial, and I'm sorry, still multi-racial, but talking about trillions of races of beings. Not just one race, not just 10 races. There'd be trillions of us out there. And we'd most probably look different type creatures. In one of my next vids, which I'm actually currently working on, I'm actually raising resolution on I've actually found life on the moon and evidence of death because I found graves as well. I've just happened to get some access to some decent images from NASA, and I'm having the time of my life. And as I said, like was actually up working on those last night, when lo and behold, I go out, put out the garbage, see this dirty big light, and yeah, I was stoked and chooked. And you can see, like, when someone looks at this and they don't have a very good camera or whatever, or they've just zoomed in on the wrong one, or they've actually managed to get the right exposure, it even looks like at a distance, yeah, like one of those curve ships or whatever they bloody call those damn things. But yeah, it's sort of amazing to what people can actually think, and I'm very sorry, but I do have to say that skeptics really need the name changed to total banded idiot or total radical idiot, because all they are is just they're 16th century morons, because there is too much information out there in the public now that the internet is out there, and we don't have total freedom yet because even YouTube is censoring us. I had a good comment on my channel the other day and it just vanished. But the thing is, there's enough of us out there that are getting the truth out there, that are sharing the video, and I'm telling you now, share this video, because you have the right to know, your friends have the right to know that we are not alone in this universe. And they are most probably sitting out there and trying to make the governments aware that they are there and everything like that. But this one, yeah, so sorry, I have to answer the phone, folks. Bloody Filipino call centres, don't you just hate that? Yeah, sorry about that, folks, but I'm not coming back and chopping the video. Make you have a laugh. Sort of ringing up secure opportunities, yeah. I'd sooner be talking about the truth and what's really going on out there. As I said, like, there would have to be trillions and trillions of life forms out there. Like, you've only got to go to Google Sky and have a look around all the stars. You will see things that will absolutely amaze the shit out of you, because you can see the damn planets around the stars. They're actually in Google Sky. You can see asteroids, hundreds and thousands of the damn things. All you got to do is zoom in on a star. When you're filming it yourself, you just have to do it the right way. Just remember one thing, lower the damned exposure and you'll see what's there. They're using that bright light so that they're camouflaging themselves because it's quite logical. You look at a bright light in the camera, you see just a big round dot in front of you. A head-on car, you're filming a car coming towards you. You can't see the car in the thing. You see two big round lights that are actually bigger than the headlights. So you tell me. Same thing. Here we go again. I'm fiddling with the exposure, and you'll see me brighten it up, and that's just showing you that the bright light's there, and is what is actually illuminating that top section. It's their own light illuminating the top section. Most probably not worried about it because they're thinking it's on the top, but it does what them actually doing that gives the chance for that's where the tripod sort of had a bit of drama with the tripod there. But the thing is, there is so much life out there, folks, that you would have to be a drongo to not believe the truth. Nearly everybody I talk to these days all believe. It's sort of, you do occasionally come up to a few oldies. Yeah, well, they just refuse to believe out of total ignorance because they lived back in a day when steam trains and shit like that were the top of the thing. UFOs, the thing, Roswell for them was, yeah, oh, I know it was fake, or it was nothing, it didn't really happen, because they believed they were the generation that believed everything the government told them. And there's too many gullible people out there. It's like with the American dream and the Australian dream and the English dream, to have a big home, right, and a huge backyard with lawn, right? And they convince you that having a lawn in your backyard is more important than growing vegetables and things like that. Because of one thing, the supermarkets don't make any money if you've got a vegetable garden in the side yard, because you live out of your yard. That's what I do. I live out of my yard. My grocery bills are amazing. It's sort of, unlike most people, I'd most probably pay about $30-40 for groceries and stuff like that. But the thing is, it's sort of, they were the generation that believed all this shit. But we are now coming into a generation where the young are getting in and finding this knowledge. And I even believe the government is slowly feeding us the information. Like, i.e., all of a sudden I get tipped off about this website on Apollo 11. So I go there, and man, I've had a field day for weeks. I found an alien city, I found a bloody spaceport that coincided with the spaceport that I already had video that was sent to me. And yeah, so I believe that they're actually feeding us a little bit of information. They're not giving us everything yet. Not giving us everything yet, but they are giving us the information. And you start to see videos out there like the Oblivion, okay? The Tet. They're talking about the Tet. They called it the Tet in the movie Oblivion. I believe that was the film industry tipping us off that this thing is out there. And it's just rotating around the earth. And I can tell you now, I wouldn't put it bloody far off that we may have actually already been infiltrated by aliens. Just seems so many strange things happening, like Centrelink in Australia used to be called Social Security. Nothing, the word human wasn't even in it. It was Social Security, then it became Centrelink. But now, anything to do with welfare or anything to do with the human population, it's called human relations. They've actually physically named it human relations. Why do they have to put the word human in there? We know we're human. Maybe we have been infiltrated. Everybody did reckon Julia Gillard was a bloody an alien, and that idiot that's running our country now. We all know Obama's definitely bloody got his finger in the pie with the bloody their mob. It's sort of, We know American presidents, so many photos of American presidents shaking hands with aliens. Maybe the tech. So let's just call it from now on, we'll call this the tech. And the film industry, someone in the film industry got sick and tired of the shit that's going on. So they turned around and they made it public. Because here it is, here's the tech in our bloody skies. If it was in the movie Oblivion, you'd be calling this the tech, with the alien ship above our Earth. Now, we don't know. There's a lot of strange shit happening on our planet at the moment. A lot of strange shit. And we've got countries invading countries. We've got, yeah, fair enough, that has always happened. But who influences it? Why do they do this shit? Why do we have wars in this area? Why do we have a war in that area? No friggin' reason. We've got the Georgia Guidestones where they're saying, oh, only bloody, we've got, yeah, see, that's what I mean. I've turned the exposure full up on that one, and then I've taken it back down. Then we've got the Illuminati, okay? The light, the shining light, the Illuminati, the pyramid on the top. Maybe the pyramid on the top of the Illuminati symbolises this symbol. The everlasting light, the shining light, that's what they call him. That's sort of the pyramid. But it could also be something else. It could be religious when I think about it. The pyramid is actually described in the Bible, where the kingdom of heaven comes down to earth and the four sides were X amount of length and each side thing. And one thing it doesn't mention in the thing, it doesn't mention a roof. So the only explanation, because I was painting the kingdom of heaven and shit like that, it could be this. You don't know. It truly could be this. So you truly have to open your mind to what the possibility is. But even if it was this thing from the Bible, right? This is just a spaceship. Nothing else. It's a bloody spaceship. And I am a religious man. I believe there is a God, and I believe that God is ever powerful. But who's to say that what was known as God from an everlasting long time gone, this could be him coming back? Right? Because as I said in the Bible, the kingdom of heaven has four sides, and that could just be the way. In space there's no gravity, so that's, to us it's upside down, but to them they could be the right way up. That's in Ender's Game, that in the film they're talking about space, sort of one person thinks they're the right way up, yet the other person could be the right way up. That could be the situation here. Now, okay, if it's religious, does it have religious connotations? Well, and the only reason why I'm talking about religious connotations is because I am talking about the four-sided kingdom of heaven, how each side was so long and so high. But as I said, there was no mention of a roof. Now, if there was a roof on the thing, they more than likely would have mentioned it. But it didn't. So the only thing I can think of is a bloody pyramid, because it's mathematically sound to the dimensions that are given in the Bible. They are clearly describing a pyramid. The walls are X high, the walls are this long, and you take out the roof equation from it, and bang, you slide it all together, bang, you got a pyramid. The pyramid ship is being seen all over the world. So you need to start opening your eyes. Has the King of Kings actually come back? We don't know. But I can tell you now, there's an alien connection to it. God himself, it's not God, Jesus himself said, I am not of this world. Right? He said, I'm not of this world. Said the mystery of heaven is going to be revealed. For God's sake, look at us. We have so much knowledge that we know what heaven is. It's space. Where the people of the past, it was clouds, and the Renaissance people, they painted clouds, and we're going to live in the clouds. Yeah, we might live in the clouds. We're going to be living on bloody ships. I can tell you that now. If we're going to live in the clouds, we'll be living on ships. Talks about some of us are going to see a new heaven and a new earth. Means we're going somewhere else, or we've been taken or abducted. So many people talk about being abducted, getting taken to other planets. So we have a situation on Earth where we are basically looking at UFOs, and now we have technology to film these UFOs that before we just thought they were stars. They're not stars. Turn your bloody exposure down, you'll see them for what they really are. Space ships. Alright, so you've got to turn around and you've got to ask yourself, what do I believe? Right? Because I can't make you believe in this. All I can do is show you what I have witnessed myself. The reason why I'm throwing the religious connotation into this is because this turns around and says everything about the Bible. Now, it also mentions in the Bible about pearly gates. Right, it has pearly gates. A pearl is a cylindrical object. What do we see all over the world at the moment? Bloody white orbs everywhere. They look like pearls. Pearly gates. And it says the entrance to the kingdom of heaven are pearly gates. The entrance to heaven are the orbs. So start putting religious, and I'm not going religious on you, I'm actually coming in between the two, trying to make you realise, I think the Bible was actually a guideline for these people coming back. Some of us of the period took what Jesus said and turned around and wrote it down the best way they understood. But hell, we understand a hell of a lot more. We understand that there is life and the possibility of life can exist anywhere. Right? Many of us believe that now. Right? So, if Christ walked this earth today, he'd turn around and tell you, you're a damned idiot if you believe this, and you're a damned idiot if you believe that. Right? But he did say, when I return, this was going to happen, that was going to happen. All that is happening now. Now, if he walked up and sat down beside you, you wouldn't know him. Because he said, when I return, I'm going to have a new name. But it says clearly in the Bible, the kingdom of heaven is going to have the wall, like it's, the sides of it was this long, the side of it was that long. The height was the same as the side. And you turn it around mathematically, bang, you got a pyramid. Now, see, this is where I thought it was the cylindrical, this is where it looks like the cylindrical item out of the Star Trek film, because it looked round and everything, and it had the bit coming up the top, and when you turn that down, you get the tower. You can see the tower out of it. And I'm thinking to myself, God, I couldn't believe it. And that was the only connotation I could put to it at the time, because that's what I was physically seeing. The sun hadn't come up properly yet. The reason why I'm talking about it as a pyramid ship now is because I'm seeing it on a much larger screen. I can clearly see the pyramid shape to it. And all it is the pyramid's gone up into space and the pyramid's upside down. We don't understand their technology because we don't know their technology. But the thing is, you can clearly see there's a top to the pyramid, it goes around the side, and in the daylight you can clearly see that right-hand side a bit better. And in the daytime you can see the top a bit better because the light at the top is not diffusing what it's supposed to look like. It's not hiding, can't hide it as much. But here it looks like at night time it's looking like a bloody cylinder. So you've got to turn around and you've got to ask yourself, and I'm serious, ask yourself this. Is there life out there? Yes, there's life out there, folks. You've only got to look and you will see it. open your eyes. It's like, okay, I'm going to jump into my Martian video here. It's sort of, fair enough, I'm rambling on, but it's the first time I've actually had a chance to talk like I'm actually presenting something worthwhile, which I actually am, but I'll get a chance to talk about other stuff as well, because the video's so long. I can only talk about the shape of it for so long. And I'm not going to put a video out there where it's just bloody pictures. I'm sorry, I'm not. I'm going to put something out there where people can listen to it and they can watch everything I've shot and not get bored, because if you're going to watch an hour and a half video of a spacecraft, you may as well have a decent listen to something. So I'm putting out my beliefs. And the thing is, yeah, I believe in God. I believe that, but my belief in God, that God was some kind of alien being that was super powerful at the time, and came here and he taught us to love. Tried to teach us how to love. Tried to teach us the way of life. And it says, as it is on earth, as it is in heaven. It's sort of, oh, what's happening there? I'm not going to cut that. Sorry, folks. No, I won't. Oh, sorry, yeah, I'll mention that. That was actually me filming the screen of those signals that I get. And by the way, I looked at the signal on the TV, and it was actually quite intense. I believe these are the things that are throwing out the signals every day. And at the moment the signals are diagonal right, diagonal left, vertical, horizontal, and yeah, they've gone really funny. But the thing is, it's sort of, now after seeing this, now I know, I'm telling you now, the signals are coming from that, but that signal was, I must have filmed over the signal part of the video. But yeah, the thing is, it's sort of, why do people think we're alone? Because they're scared to admit, and I mean they're scared to admit, they are mushrooms. They like being mushrooms because they don't want to admit the differences that are out there. It's like we ridicule people when we don't know people. And there were certain tribes in Brazil that were a myth. Headhunters. Oh, headhunters don't exist. God, headhunters were the bloody most virulent bloody Africans there were. And South Americans, a lot of South Americans were headhunters. But everybody said, oh no, they're not real, they're just a myth. They said, oh, like dragons were a myth. The only reason why dragons became a bloody myth was because Darwin's theory came out first and someone else's theory, and they started finding bones on top of the earth and everything instead of being under the earth, because by rights the bones should have totally disintegrated if they're so-called millions and millions of years old. The reason why they didn't disintegrate is because they didn't. So what really has happened? He who has the power, right, writes the knowledge. Then we get taught, this is why we get sent to school. So we get their version of the knowledge. Not the truth. We just get what they wrote, and we get told that that is the truth. How do we know it is the truth? It's not the truth, because they're bloody lying to us. Here's the proof. These things are out there, and they are visible. Yet we're being told, oh no, these don't exist, that's swamp gas. So you know straight away, just by that alone, that they are lying. So yeah, basically what's going on? Are we being lied to? Have we been told the truth? Yeah, it's up to yourself. You make up your own mind. So all I can say is, yeah, open your eyes. Yeah, you might notice little chops and breaks in this video as well, folks. Every now and then I've got to stop and have a rest because my voice is going every now and then, and plus I can only really record 20 minutes at the most of video without having to have a break. Otherwise the sound files go a bit ski-whiff on this damn thing, which drives me nuts. But the thing is, as I was saying, you've got to look and you've got to turn around and ask yourselves, what's going on? Why do we get lied to? Why don't they just tell us the truth? Like, look at the screen, folks. That is an upside down pyramid to what it looks like now. You'll see a bit better in the daylight. It's coming up in about, about 40 minutes. But I've decided to, as I said, I didn't want to put this video all the way up there without anything there. Have a discussion and discuss what's really going on. Why do they lie to us? And I'm telling you now, you'd have to be just as sick as me about the way they bloody lie and try to keep us in the dark. It's bullshit. That's why mushrooms grow in bullshit. That's why they feed you bullshit, because they know you'll turn into a mushroom. Because they feed you bullshit. It's time that the governments came forward and admitted it. There is no friggin' way that they don't know about the tech. And I'm going to call it the tech from now on. Because the tech is up in the sky. And maybe the movie Oblivion is a warning to us. Maybe this thing is coming closer. Maybe it's already been here. It's what's been causing trouble. Or maybe it is the description of the kingdom of heaven coming back. And they're scared of it. And they're trying to make it look evil in the movie The Tech. So, what is it? It's definitely an upside down pyramid, and you'll see that clearly as the light comes into the thing. And yeah, why did I put 2 hours of video up? Because I wanted to prove that I didn't bloody fake it. Right? This is 2 hours, you get to see bloody everything of the video. And you've got to forgive the little flashes because this video is quite old. Like the cassette, I've got to go. I'm still trying to find some high 8. Someone sells brand new high 8 tapes. I'm getting sick of recording. I've got one tape that I use to record over and over and starting to show signs of wear. But as I was saying, like we live in a universe that is bound to do things. Like I'm an inventor myself. I showed you those pictures before of the thing I invented to get a better zoom on me video camera, using gun scopes and bloody gun scope mounts and stuff like that, rifle mounts. And I've made a better scope, and I know it works. I've already tested it in the daylight. I just can't wait to test it tonight. And the thing is, it's sort of, we are being told so much bullshit, and I mean we are being told so much bullshit, that you have to start bringing in your inventiveness. You need to work out a way to film this stuff better. I bet you look at all these, every time there's an extremely bright star, oh no, that's just Jupiter. You turn around, get your video camera out and just lower the resolution. I bet you it's one of these. I bet you there's more than just one. I really do think so. Because I've seen in the night sky sometimes 4 bright stars when there's not supposed to be like Polaris is there or whatever the star is, or Mars, whatever. Oh, I don't know what Mars bloody looks like. I zoom in on Mars, lower the resolution on Mars, all I get is Mars. I do it every time now, and I look at everything, and I'm starting to see everything. And I tell you now, there's actually some strange shit up there. And here's the first physical time that I've been able to, this is the first time I've actually been able to get something that looked real. I've gone out and lowered the focus, and this is where I can tell, not the focus, lowered the brightness. And this is how I know they're planets, like, and why I haven't put a video out there. But as I said, this is what they look like, and you get those black, whenever you get a UFO, there's always those black bits at the side. There's always those black bits at the side. And that's just a super bright light that they're emitting. And so we have UFOs. We have a clear UFO that stayed in the sky over a RAF base for over 2 hours, well over 2 hours, because bound to be there, and it was the only reason why it disappeared. I bumped the camera and I couldn't get it back. It was so bright that I couldn't find it again, and you'll see that at the very end. But the thing is, well, I've got a bloody UFO over a RAF base. They're looking at us. They're looking at our defence. For them to be over a RAF base, that is examining, and I bet you by now, in the direction that was going, It looked like it was heading towards Singleton Army Base. And the stars don't move in that direction, they generally move in the opposite direction, like towards me, but this one sort of keeps on going up. And when I looked at the direction, it looked like it was travelling and going to head straight over the Singleton Army Base. Like, in the direction that it was going in the sky, it would go directly over the Army Base as well. And, oh man, someone's cooking fresh bread and I can smell it. I love fresh bread. Okay, so going back to everything, folks, you've got to turn around and you've got to look at the evidence that is there. And, okay, yes, we do get idiots out there. They're called, the biggest one I call is their, what do they call themselves? Third phase of moon. Third phase of bullshit, it should be. They're the ones out there that are making the UFO research harder and harder. And I wouldn't put it past if they're being paid to do it. The government found a couple of good graphic artists, so they turn around, they sit on the computers, they make a good thing, they go out and get that phone app that's bloody puts UFOs in there, but they're smart enough to, and they are decent graphic artists, they should be working in the film industry, they're that good. But the thing is, they make so much bullshit up, it's most probably the reason they can't bloody get in to the thing. Now, another thing too, I've seen people, see how that light looks like the triangle up the top? I've seen people turn around and focus the camera and not get the bottom of that. They get that sort of thing. Now, if they're getting that sort of thing, that is a different type of UFO, and I've seen those as well, but there wasn't the bottom side of it. Now, it's nothing else. It's clearly UFO, and it is a definite, clear UFO. So you've got to turn around and you've got to say to yourself, okay, what is it? Examine it. Look at it. Okay, you've got 2 hours of evidence here. Go through this. Look at it for yourself. Get up close to the screen. Put your bloody screen, put it on a big television and examine the bloody thing. Right? Just don't turn around and publish it for yourself. If you do that, you'll be talking to my fucking lawyers. Because this one is my footage. I was the one that found it. And I'm getting sick of UFO theft, by the way. Not UFO theft. I'm getting sick of video theft. Like recently, I call them AdSense thieves or AdSense fraudsters. Because basically they go out and there's so many channels out there. I've just had 2 channels destroyed because within a week they go out and they start up a channel. They hear that people make money on AdSense, and this is the thing. Like, and you need a lot of videos to make a bit of money. It's sort of like, I've got 88 videos, and yeah, you can make money out of it. But the thing is, it's sort of, these idiots, they go out, they steal your video, and they try and take credit for your work, and they put it, one guy like changed the name and shit like that, but I still found it. And I went to start informing some people, because if I ever find a channel like that, and you know they're the channels that do this, is because like the videos start a couple of days, and within about 4 days there's about 500 videos on their bloody channel. Who makes 500 videos of it? It's taken me 4 years to make 88 videos. It takes time. You've got to sit there, you've got to edit the footage, you've got to burn it, sometimes you've got to film it. In one video I had to put 900 images together, expand each image out to make it. But yeah, I've recently, my UK spaceport and the moon spaceport got stolen by somebody, and they put it out there, and yeah, they didn't have the decency to even change the wording in it, and sort of they've just used my footage and the way it was cut, the whole lot, and put it up as their own bloody work. I fucking hate that, and I really do. It pisses me off. And it happens to, like John, you see John Leonard Walson's videos. Everybody steals his bloody videos. And like, some people ask for it and everything, and they give me permission. I asked to use one of his images of a craft that he caught. Didn't give me permission, and I didn't use it. So the thing is, it's sort of, you've got to turn around. If you want permission to use somebody's work, ask for the bloody thing. a lot of the time you get it. You can embed my videos into your website, but I do expect to get credit. This is my work. I spent 2 hours out in the bloody freezing cold filming this thing. So yeah, I deserve to get credit. It's my discovery. The thing is, it's sort of, there's too many of them out there. They think that because it's like out there in the public that they can copy it. It's out there in the public, yeah. I put it out there. I made it public, but I don't give up my legal rights. And that's the thing. That's why this one has all rights reserved. Right? The thing is, because I own everything. I own 100% of this video. Some of my videos I only own 99% of it or 50% of it. But like if I use NASA images, I give NASA credit. This is my own image. I don't have to give anybody bloody credit, except for myself. So, go out there, if you want to film a UFO, go out there and film a UFO. Film a real one. And third phase of the moon. Don't be fake artists. That's even a bigger cheese for most people. That's why you get so many bad comments, mate. Just go out there and get a camera. You've got the film equipment. Go out there for yourselves. And this is a direct message to third phase of the moon. I'm going to send you this video. Right? So, third phase of the moon, the cousin brothers, Blake and whatever cousin, right? Go out there, get your cameras, turn the bloody thing down and look for real ones. Go out and do what we bloody do and actually look for them instead of sitting on your computer making fake fuckers. Sit here in the night time and put in just as much as what a normal person does in a working day, in a working week. And it's amazing the work that we do. And you get the cousin brothers, they go out, they spend an hour or two going and getting a couple of images that they've made or whatever and using an app or whatever and throwing them into a bit of video footage that they've pre-made. Easy to do. Filmmakers do it every day. They could at least put a disclaimer on, this is a CGI film that we are making, we're trying to get into the film industry, rah, 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 and they do a hell of a lot better because they'll never get in, and they'll never get a show like they're trying to make out as if they've got a show, like they're doing their own show, but no one takes any credit of their bloody work. They're two evil little shits, as far as I'm concerned. They are the biggest fake artists on this planet. And yeah, Blake Cousins and your brother, you're fake artists. You prove it every single day. No one believes anything you do. No one believes it because you'd make so many fake videos. You could have a good career in the film industry, but you certainly don't have one in UFO research. In the UFO research industry, you're known as fake artists. Fake artists don't get anywhere. We expose fake artists. If we don't, the UFO research will never get anywhere. And it's amazing. Okay, folks, by the way, that's the daylight. You can clearly see it's daylight. The light emitting from this craft is still so bright that you do have to lower the resolution. Very soon you're going to start to see the daylight showing up, and I've still had to keep the resolution down, but the craft becomes extremely more visible as a pyramid. Upside down pyramid or diamond. I can't make out whether there is that top diamond or whether that's just the light up the top, but yeah, so jumping back to the cousin brothers, honestly guys, you could have a very good career and you're not taking advantage of it. You should be making the stuff. Make a science fiction film. Don't make a fake video. Make a science fiction film. I've got one. I've made one. I put it up there. Fair enough, my titles thing, but then in the description, it's clear, and just by watching it, you can tell it's a D-grade science fiction film. But I made that early in my filmmaking career, and yes, I make films, but I make that type of film. I make D-grade films that are funny, or try to be funny, or whatever, and I want to get into the industry, but I don't make fakes. Like, I will go out there and I will film an event, but you'll never get anywhere, Blake, if you turn around and doing what you're doing now. If you want a respectful name, and trust me, in the research industry, you need respect. You don't do it like, I get a lot of trolls out there, they give me shit, but like, that's only because I speak my mind. I'm one of the few people that actually put my research out there and do something like this, because I don't want you getting bored while you're watching my video and turning it off. Because at least if you're listening to me, like, I made a film ages ago and I deliberately used the word aperture so many times just to piss people off. You want to know something? That's my most popular video. The most popular video I've got. And and the thing is, it's sort of, I try and make the truth where people will actually listen to the truth. Fair enough, it's just me putting my 2 cents in. But the thing is, at least I put my 2 cents in, and at least I'm putting something up there that is either a real master image or something that has been physically filmed by a person, and it's evidence. And trust me, you won't find many of those. Like, we've got a channel that we do put out some of the UFO videos that we get sent, but it doesn't go up on my channel because this is my channel. This is the stuff that I do. This is my research. It's sort of, this is my private stuff. We put out the UFO under a different pseudonym. And the thing is, we only put up the ones that we think are genuine. We don't put up crap like you do. So you've got to turn around, Blake, and you've got to start thinking, do we want a career as a researcher or do we want a career as a filmmaker? Because if you want a career as a filmmaker, make films. Don't make fake shit. Don't pass it off as real. You'll get more people watching your stuff and looking at your stuff and appreciating your stuff if you do an explanation on how you made the damn thing. You would become so popular if you admitted that you make the fake, that it is a CGI, and then do a verbal about how it's made. Not about how the fact that, oh, this person saw this, that person saw that, when it's all bullshit. And the problem is, when you make a fake, it's like the boy who cried wolf. Because one day, Blake, you're going to see a real one. And you're going to know it's real. But no one else is, because no one's going to believe you. Because you are constantly making fakes and lying about them. So you've got to turn around and think about your career, Blake Cousins. And I forget what your brother's name is. I don't really care. I just know you make really good fakes, but you try and pass them off as real. They're too real, and that is your problem. You wanted to pass a fake off, you've got to make them look like they're not real. It's sort of, but why make a fake? Go out there and film them. This was so easy, Blake. All I had to do was turn down the exposure on the camera, and lo and behold, I found an upside down pyramid UFO. I just walked out the light, and there's a lot of bright lights out there at night. Like, there's a lot of hard-working UFO researchers out there that do the work. But there's a lot of fake artists out there. ND Destination, Section 51. I'm pretty sure Section 51 is one of your pseudonyms. I'm sure of it. Just looks like your work. And the thing is, no one's going to believe it because they're fake. We know they're fake. Like UFOs sitting next to a helicopter and someone's firing a gun, and yet at no time are they pointing the gun at the UFO, or like they're shooting at a mountain, shooting at the caves, and they've put a UFO with one of those apps above it and saying, oh, they're shooting at the UFO, but they're hitting the mountain. Trust me, their guns are so good that the thing, we know it's a fake. So the thing is, why are you doing this sort of shit? You got to stop making fakes. Go out there and do some real friggin' real research. Get your cameras. The films that we see means that you've got good camera. You can actually do things that my camera can't. I've had to modify my camera, which you'll see at the end, to do even a better job, because tonight, trust me, tonight I'll be out there tonight. I'll be looking for this thing tonight. And the thing is, it's sort of, you've got to do it yourself and just wake up to yourselves. You could be actually either a really good researcher because you've got the equipment to do the research, or you could get into the film industry and be pretty good in the film industry. Film industry are looking for people like you all the damn time. But stop making fakes, because they don't like liars, and faking is lying. If you're sort of going to do something, do it real and sort of put it out there. Now, to those of you that want to actually film a real UFO, go out there, look at your equipment, learn your equipment, look at the skies. For God's sake, if I'm outside this house, all I do is look at the sky. My head is always looking up, because I know this shit is out there. I see I've made the run in for my camera, and I don't grab my telephone and try and use my telephone. I go and run to get me good shit. 99% of the time I miss the damn UFO because I've run in to get the good camera. I could at least get a photo of it, but 95% of the time the only photo you're going to get is a grainy little piece of God knows what. You go and get your camera, your good one, at least you've got a chance of doing what I've done here. I've managed to capture over, exactly about an hour and 20 minutes. I think, yeah, it's pretty close to an hour and 20 minutes of film. Maybe a bit more, I don't know. But the thing is, at least I tried. I go out there, I stood in the freezing cold. Dogs bloody running up my feet, wanting to play ball, dropping balls, almost falling over the balls a few times. But I managed to capture the footage. I did the right thing. I contacted the RAF base, told them this UFO was over the RAF base, and it was. This was over the RAF base. But this is at a fairly high orbit. But this thing is in an orbit that's taking it over one RAF base, and then taking it over another military installation. To me, that spells trouble. That sort of, even I, as a researcher, just because I believe in UFOs doesn't mean I don't think that they could be hostile. But as I said, this could also be, as it says in the Bible. It clearly says, and the sides were this way, and the sides were that way. There's no mention of a bloody roof. Why is there no mention of a roof? Okay, now look at that. Right, it looks like a tri-ship, but it's not a tri-ship. What that is the pure reflection of the sun off one angle. And it still looks like a triangle. And that's even more proof that this is a thing. Here we are in the day. As you can see, it's starting. You can see the shadows on the right-hand side. Notice how you can see the difference between the object and the light. You can actually clearly see it's a pyramid upside down. There, you can just sort of see it starting to come in. The lightness is at the back, and the object is actually darker than the sky. And I've still got it down at about 37% of exposure. But notice how it's clearer as a triangular pyramid. Much clearer as that light is coming up. And the sky, you can clearly see that the triangle on the right-hand side is more visible now. As I said, wait until the sun comes up, because that's what I did. And as I said, I'm looking at this through a little, how big is a viewfinder? Where is the thing? 1 centimetre by 1.5 centimetres little viewfinder, and I could tell it was a pyramid. And I was looking at it in black and white. And as you can see, as I'm going through there, you'll notice I get to a certain colour. When it's that bit brighter there, you can see that there is a pyramid there. It's definitely a pyramid shape. And it gets even more visible. And we've only got about another 20 minutes of footage. And I'm going to have a quick stop. And yeah, sorry about that, guys and girls. I'm back again. Yeah, just had another one of my breaks. Yeah, you got to take a break every now and then, otherwise you just constantly lose your voice. That's why it has taken me over 7 hours to do an hour and a half video, and I'm still not finished yet. So, yeah, it's common sense to actually take a break every now and then. I do actually have to admit I hit the wrong button on the last one and had to take an extra 20 minutes break. because I hit the play button instead of the record button, and I was actually yakking away about it and realising that I've hit the wrong button. So I've had to start again, and I still needed another break. Because you can only talk so long, and a lot of people don't realise that in my videos, that I don't actually sit there and talk for half an hour. I actually most probably will talk for 10 minutes, pause the record, go and have a break, have a coffee, come back. And it generally takes me about 3 hours to make a half-hour video. This is 8 hours now in a hour and a half video, so yeah, or hour and 20 minutes, whatever. And I think I've got about 15 minutes left to go, so yeah. But going back to the pyramid, as you'll see here, you can start to see visibility to the right hand side of the pyramid on the lower thing, and you can see what looks to be, what could be the top half of a section of the pyramid, but it could also be part of the shape, or it's got something to do with the reflection of the light. But I do think it is the upside down, or with a pyramid on top as well. This is exactly what the Russian one looked like, and I mean exactly like the Russian one. And I think with the Russian one though, the sun was behind the guy, and you clearly see both sides of the pyramid. But with this one, the pyramid definitely is just vanished from my screen. So I think I dropped the camera again. I've done something. Oh no, that's where something flew into it. That's right. I think that was it. Might have been where something flew into the camera. I can't remember, but something. At one stage of the game, a little white thing flew into not the camera, into the ship. And I got so excited I bumped the tripod and I lost track of it. So I don't know whether it was that one or whether it was before. I can't remember. I do remember saying something. And I don't remember whether it was in the bit that I thought I recorded but didn't record. But as you can see, yeah, you can see that line, the definite pyramid line on that side there. And it's definitely starting to show a bit. But do you notice the darkness on the right and left side of the thing? But that light, that is definitely there meant to distract us from what's actually really there. But I'm still calling this the Tet. It's definitely the Tet. This is what the movie Oblivion was about. It's like 9/11 was put into so many movies before the event happened. The Illuminati did. And talking about the Illuminati, this could be the top of the pyramid that they worship, because it's never ever attached to their pyramid. Notice that? Their top of the pyramid is never attached to the pyramid. This could be the thing that they bloody worship. This was what they could be all about. They're a very mysterious group, the Illuminati. And the thing is, with the Illuminati, it's they worship the top of the temple. The top of the temple is the very top. That's their number one thing. And so to them, that's why I turned the thing down to about 12% exposure, and this is, by the way, in the sunlight, and it was at 12%, and you could see the sun reflecting off it was so bright you still could actually see that side. That's what made me clearly believe that this is the pyramid. And I'm messing around with the thing because I'm trying to get the right hand side to be seen. Now, by the way, the light level, I think I fiddled with that enough to where you see it just whites out. I turn the exposure all the way out and the screen whites out altogether. And it's almost about to happen there. I'll lose it pretty soon, but you'll see as it's going into it, the side of the right hand side of the pyramid becomes more pronounced. But going back to the pyramid, is it the Illuminati pyramid? We don't know. Or is it the Kingdom of Heaven, where the sides were that way, the sides were that way, that length, and the height was the same as the sides? Spells pyramid to me. Now, also, is it the right way up? No, it's upside down. It's upside down from our point of view, but if this is in space, they could still be the right way up. To us, if they're in the ship, they could be standing upside down to us, but in space, their gravity at the bottom of their thing, to them, they're the right way up, but to us, they look upside down. So, yeah, it's a quandary, as the old saying goes. What is it? How did it get there? Someone made it. We don't have that technology, or if we do have that technology, we've never been freaking told about it. And somehow I don't think this is our technology. I really don't think this is our technology. I think this could... Yeah, I think this has got something to do with religious connotations, actually. And, yeah, so... Oh, sorry about that. I was playing the microphone, turned it the wrong way around. But the Tet. Is it the Illuminati Tet? Is it just the basic UFO? Well, if it's a basic UFO, where the hell did it come from? Right? If it's the Illuminati Tet, it's been around for a long while. Maybe Oblivion. They talk about the Tet that's in the sky. Holy shit, what are we looking at here? Oblivion, the movie Oblivion is telling us about this thing in the sky. Right, the Fight Club, that was telling us that the building of 9/11, the World Trade Center's coming down. 9/11 was on a clock in there. 9/11 is on Bart Simpson. So the movie industry always tells you in advance. Right, now we're starting to see photos of stars that look like they've lived before, like Jay-Z and bloody, what's his name, Michael Jackson, and all the others, even Obama. Obama apparently was a pharaoh in the old days. So, it would explain all of a sudden we got a black president in America. Yeah, and by the way, your votes don't mean shit when you vote. It's already pre-organised. We got nothing to do with it. They just do the election process so that they can make us think that we voted for them. But where do these people come from prior to bloody election? Obama had to fake his birth certificate. This is why. I bet you Obama comes from up there. Everyone reckons he's a bit of a space cadet. And yeah, so as you can see here, by the way, you notice how it's starting to disappear. But the right-hand side of the pyramidal structure is a bit more pronounced, and you can definitely see it's darker now. And you can tell that this is the moment you can tell it's a pyramid. So, yeah, open your eyes, right? The old saying goes, if you ask for the veil to be lifted, God will lift the veil. Right? Somehow I think God lifted the veil big time. Because all of a sudden we're starting to see these ships. Or is it a fact that more of us have got cameras? Right? Maybe if more people learned how to use their cameras properly, because mobile phones can have the illumination turned down. It's called the brightness factor. It's a little thing, a little bar on your phone. You just turn it down. I could do this on the thing. They've got a zoom. I don't think the zoom would be as good as mine is on this. But the thing is, you've got to turn around and you've got to do everything for yourself. And if you don't do it for yourself, folks, you're going to, have to believe everything they tell you. Because as I said earlier, he who has the power writes all the history. It's not he who has the power makes the rules. Oh yeah, they do too. They make the rules. But, like, why aren't we getting a say in it? Why do we have to turn around? Yeah, by the way, folks, I'd recommend now, actually, pausing the video anytime now and examining it. Watch it on the biggest screen that you can, because, as I said, currently the window that I've got open on my screen is only 8 by 10. Yeah, so, folks, as I was saying, sorry, I just had to have a wee break again. But as I was saying with it, you've got to turn around and you've got to examine the evidence you have in front of you. And even though it's bright as anything, by turning the fact that I have the exposure turned down, I'm able to still view this craft, even in the bright sunlight. And I do lose it in a few minutes, but that's the way the cookie crumbles, as the old saying goes. And as long as you get out there and you do the work and everything like that, and if you think about your video, think about the fact of filming that video. Okay, if you ever think that you've got to catch that UFO in the sky, make sure you know before you even leave the room today. Get your telephone, learn how to lower the exposure, learn how to zoom in on your phone, because they do it now. And you may have a chance of catching a better UFO that doesn't look like a planet, because that definitely does not look like a planet to me. That looks like a UFO, an unidentified flying object. That's how bright the sun was. The sun was reflecting off it, light that was reflecting off it itself. The sun was so bright that when you zoomed into full illumination, it just whited out the screen. And in a second, you'll see a little white object. You'll see when I drop the camera, you'll see I drop the camera pretty much straight after it, but that little white object actually flies into it. It's very tiny, and I just noticed, it scared the shit out of me when I saw it. That's how come I dropped the camera and everything. And no, it hasn't happened yet. I think it's about to happen. So keep an eye out for it. I did actually, by the way, stop and after I saw it, and I thought I'd redo the audio, because it's coming up any minute ago. It's a real tiny little white dot that just goes straight into the craft. And as I said, it just freaked me out when I was filming. I saw it because I was filming in grey. I only had the little grey screen, but I still could see it on the grey screen. It was enough so that I bumped the tripod and shit like that. And no, wasn't there. It's a bit. I totally vanished there. So it just happened there. So just pause, go back, and you'll see this little white object shoot into it. So yeah. It's amazing what you will see out there, folks. It's there is life out there. There is definitely, now as this, like I've turned the focus down so you can see the triangle, but and as I'm zooming back up, you can sort of see the pyramidal shape. But there's life out there, and it's abundant too, by the way. There is definitely an abundance of life. Now, to anybody, as I said, if you're going to learn how to film this, you need to learn how to film with your camera before you go out and grab your camera and think, oh yeah, I'm ready to film a UFO. You see one, pull out your phone, and shit, all you film is a little white dot. Little white dot gets passed off as a planet. That's what I'll tell you. Lower your exposure a little bit and sit there with it and play with your exposure until you get what you see and get the best picture you can get. Go all the way down, go all the way up, and you'll see, eventually you'll find the right exposure for the light level and everything. It's called photography, right? You know how to do photography, you've got no problems, right? But also learn how the zoom works on the mobile phones. Nearly every smartphone has a zoom function. So, and I'm pretty sure all of them have that zoom function now. So you're able to actually zoom in fairly decent. Fair enough, yeah, you film, grab one, and you totally forget to do it and space out. Yeah, that happens to everybody, even I space out. But the thing is, the best you can film, make sure you've got this. Oh, and by the way, notice how that side of the pyramid on the right is always in the same angle. But you'll notice that the camera is always moving around and it's going on sideways and up and down and in a bit of an angle. So it says that that object is wholly and solely in a stationary position. It's not moving around too much. And look at that shot. That's where it perfectly says it's the pyramid there. That's the perfect right. And you can see both sides of the pyramid in that shot. Oh, that's what, sorry. Just jump back, pause, jump back, and you'll see the little white object go into it. Because that's where it was. Sorry about that, because I just saw it again. But yeah, it's sort of, you've got to open your eyes, look at the evidence that is before you. That's all I can say. Look at the evidence. There's a pyramid UFO sitting in our sky. The government knows about these. They'd have to. There is no way the government wouldn't know about these. This is an object in our sky, for God's sake. And yet they feed us bullshit. They treat us like mushrooms. We're not mushrooms. We're intelligent, smart people. We aren't the mobs of past. Like, fair enough, yeah, like in the 19th century when we didn't have the technology that we have today. The technology we have today says that, yes, space travel can exist. Sorry, I dropped the microphone then. And, okay, if we know space travel can happen, it means that space travel from other worlds is possible. We cannot be the only ones that have developed space travel. Right? Space travel alone is enough of a point out for the fact that, yes, space travel is possible for us, so it means space travel is possible for other people, and you're seeing it for yourself right now. So write to your government. Say, look, we want to know this. We want to know the truth. Just tell us, for God's sake. We can see the evidence that is out there. The evidence is out there. That's, as I said, that's why I've stayed yakking away for over 2 hours. Oh, sorry, it's been over 8 hours, but I've had to take breaks. But the thing is, that's why I've done it, so that you can watch this whole video, well, number one, without being bored. And number two, you get a bit of info on how to do it, some of the equipment I use to do my stuff, the equipment I'm just in the process of building today, and I'll get there soon. But the thing is, there's so much truth out there that you've got to turn around, you've got to do it yourself, folks. You've got to say, okay, why are we doing it this way? Why are we doing it that way? Why are we letting our governments do this? Why should they tell us bloody thing? I don't even think they should tell us what to do. They should set out rules. Well, the Bible, as far as I'm clear, the Bible sets some pretty good rules. Thou shalt not do this, thou shalt not do that. You follow those main 10 rules and shit, we've got a good sized society. You only need 10 rules. But the government makes this, well, you can't do that, you can't mow your lawn there, you can't put a plant there, you can't dig a hole. Can't dig a hole? In America, they're not even allowed to catch water. Bullshit. I don't believe you should even have to pay for friggin' water. Falls from the bloody sky, for God's sake. It's a joke. The shit that they put us through, we're starting to lose it now, as you can see, and I filmed this as right until the end when I lost it. But, yeah, don't let the governments put shit on you. Put shit on them. They're supposed to be working for us, not us working for them, folks. So start making the government responsible like they bloody should be. Tell them you want the truth. And I'm going to ring our government today, and I'm going to say, look, I've just filmed this pyramid over our RAF bases. What are you guys doing about it? And so, yeah, you've got to turn around, not be afraid. And, yeah, something else with talking about fear. For those UFO videos out there that have music or just writing, as I said earlier, if I wanted to read something about a UFO, I would go to a website that talks about UFOs. I'm not going to go to YouTube and type in UFO, I want to read on UFO. I'm not going to fucking do that. If I want to read, I'll go to a website. If you're going to put a video out there, for God's sake, have the decency to turn around and put your 2 cents in like I did. And yeah, talking about 2 cents, and my work, this is my work, it's my work and my work only. Copy my work, and trust me, I find all the people that copy my work. It's quite easy. It's sort of, you just constantly keep a thing. YouTube has this great function, it's called newest videos. I always know when someone pirates one of my videos because I look at the newest videos every single day. So, yeah, don't copy my work. And this is where I'm about to lose it, folks. It's just so I eventually can't find it. So, but I'm going to leave it there, and I'm just going to finish putting my 2 cents in while I'm there. So, yeah, to all the beginners, yeah, get out there, do some work, learn how to edit video. And if you're going to edit a long video, be smart, take breaks. audio for about 10-15 minutes at the most. Go and give your voice a break after that. Don't voice it for about the whole hour and a half, otherwise you end up babbling about crap. You can talk about stuff and repeat stuff, but you forget stuff. If you don't stop and have a break, you forget shit. So turn around and get out there, do some good work, folks. But learn the exposure on your cameras, learn the exposure on your phone. And if you can work out how to make cameras work better, like you'll see at the end of my video, I stuck a gun mount on the front of the thing and a gun scope, and I can now put a 6x24 scope on it, and I can increase my natural zoom by quite a lot. And I don't get the crap until the very last minute, so I should be able to get a very good shot of even a distant object. And so yeah, there's many things you can do in life, but when it comes to UFOs and stuff like that, learn to tell a fake from a real one, because there are a lot of fake videos out there, folks, and I mean a lot. The third phase of Moon, biggest fake artists yet. NT Destination, Section 51. And I can name them all. I can go on for an hour with you if I was long enough. I can't remember the name because I've been talking about this. This is what I mean. See, you talk too long, you start to forget shit. But I'll try and give you a last good view of what it looks like in daylight. But yeah, so I'll leave it up to you, folks. Turn around, do some good work. Learn how to put videos out there, you young fellas, and eventually you'll get a decent fine. And don't be afraid to turn around and lower your exposure. It doesn't hurt. And yeah, to fake artists, don't bother. We know for a fake, everybody tells you they're fake. So what is even bother? Oh, and to trolls, guess what? I don't give a shit what you think about my spelling. I don't give a shit about what you say about my grammar when I type and shit like that. Number one, I don't even spell check it 95% of the time until a couple of days later or a week later. And by the way, I'll tell you something about spelling. American spelling is different to English spelling, and Australian spelling is different to both. So my spelling is correct for me, because when I spell check, yeah, spell check says it's correct. When it comes to English, it's English spell checker. But I don't live in your countries. The way we write our word colour is totally different to the way you write the word colour. So please, don't bother. When the moment you start trolling about spelling and grammar, I just wipe your fucking comment in about 2 seconds. Right? And to all the other disbelievers and everything, as I said earlier, skeptics, we need to change the name skeptic to total idiot, because these days it's only skeptics are the idiots, because anybody that disbelieves that UFOs are real, that we are the only people in the universe, for God's sake, go back to the time before Christ. That's where you belong. You don't belong in modern times, right? Skeptics do not belong in modern times, because skeptics, I'm sorry to say, you're narrow-minded, self-centered idiots. Nothing more. And yeah, so I don't have good things for skeptics. I think skeptics are the biggest idiots on this planet, personally, because anybody that says, oh, there's no such thing as a UFO, just because you haven't seen one doesn't mean anything. If a tree falls in the forest and someone's standing next to it, can they hear it? Yeah. Okay, there's the rig that I'm making up. As you can see, I put the camera on the board, and I've got the the AR-15 mount, and I've mounted my scope to it, and it fits right to the camera. So now I've got a better camera. So it's amazing what you can do with what you got. Good luck, and I hope you have fun, guys. So yeah, see you later. Oh yeah, and as I always say, the veil has been lifted. Open your damned eyes.